let's go to fun facts.
Fun facts. If you do wish to go to hell, and you're like, let's bring Iron Golem with us, scare all the demons and devils. Well, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost about 80,000 gold to make an Iron Golem.
Oh, yes.
Just the metal.
Yeah, I wrote down all the requirements, and they're ridiculous. Do you have all of them now?
There are two ways to make one.
Yes, there are two. One of them is very difficult.
Money.
One is not too bad.
So you can pay for it, which is a lot of money, but you need to be the person who magically makes it, though. Like, you have to buy the materials, basically, for the metal itself.
Well, let me just say what it is. Because that's only part of it.
There's a magic item for it, too.
Yeah, go ahead and tell the magic item.
So basically, it's a book. It's a nice book. It's basically like a...
There's two, actually, you can use.
I thought there was one for Iron Golem.
There's the manual of golems that you can use to basically make a golem. And then there's also the Tome of Unicorns. Now, this is on
Unicorns? What?
Yeah, this is in the lore. And I don't know much about the Tome of Unicorns, but it allows you to basically make Iron Golems.
But that just makes sense. I thought it makes, like, unicorns or something. Or how tame one.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I should probably look into that. But
why? Why?
I had never heard of the Tome of Unicorns until now. So definitely do your research on that if you're interested in it.
The Tome of Unicorns.
But you can use those magic items to do it. But those, if you're a DM, like, literally do not give those out. Like, those are, like, immensely powerful books, right? Like, those
Iron Golem.
Those are legendary items. Like, you cannot. So that is probably not going to be the most common way that players make it, unless you as a DM choose to put this book in the world. Then this basically is the vessel for the DM to say, hey, make an Iron Golem. Like, maybe your story, like, you want to incorporate an Iron Golem as a DM. If you're a player, though, and your DM has not placed this book somewhere for you to find, at least not that you know of, the way to make an Iron Golem is by doing what I'm about to say. So you have to first have 80,000 gold pieces.
You need money.
A lot of money. 80,000 gold pieces for the materials.
That's like a small castle.
Yeah, it's a lot. For the base iron. For just like the ore. Like the raw iron. 80,000 gold pieces. So good luck finding all that. Once you spend that, you also need an ornate sword. So again, Iron Golems, they have swords. This is like a unique thing for them. So you have to give them this very ornate sword. And it can't just be a basic sword. It's got to be ornate. And if it's a enchanted sword, if you've got some like
magic sword,
like knockback on it, knockback 3 or something.
Oh my God.
And if it's an enchanted sword, it has a 50% chance of losing that enchantment when you create this golem, but it also has 50% chance of keeping it. And basically, the Iron Golem will absorb the magic, and it will be gone.
Wait, so what happens if it's the fire aspect? You hit someone, they light on fire.
Oh, that's really good.
And then the Iron
They
Golem
would just hit themselves. Okay, but so you need the 80,000 gold pieces of material. You need an ornate sword. You need at least 3 months for a blacksmith that is skilled with iron, like a master blacksmith with iron, to work on it, to basically build you the structure.
Or just wish spell it.
No, it doesn't.
What?
Wish spells. We need to research wish spells because
Wait, so you're telling
people have a wrong notion of what a wish spell can do. So let me get into why I know that won't work.
Wait, so you're telling me you can wish the Tarrasque is nothing, no more, but you can't wish for a hunk of metal to be a golem? The divine powers of the gods.
Yeah, the magic of the wish spell is limited. It is not anything. It is limited.
The gods nerfed
I know that for a fact.
The gods nerfed God dang it.
But I don't exactly know the exact limitations. But this is where I get the feel that wish spell wouldn't work in this case. So you need the gold for the materials. You need the Ornate Sword. You need the blacksmith and the 3 months for him to work on it or her. And then you need to. So this is where you are being the creator. So literally forging the body is not the creator. So this blacksmith has no relevance to who the creator is. who the creator is the person that does the magical ritual that awakens this Iron Golem. And so if you want to be the creator, you have to be at least an 18th level magic user.
Insane.
You can be any type of magic user, but you have to be a magic user, and you have to be at 18th level in that magic class. So you can't be like, level 5 wizard, level 14, fighter. You got to be a level 18 wizard, right? So you have to invest a lot of time into magic, and that's what you have to be. So that alone puts a cap on whether your players can have one early on. You literally cannot make it. And if you don't make it, you don't control it. So you have to have a powerful NPC if you wanted to have an Iron Golem for low level characters. Okay, so you have all those things. And then you also need the spells. Cloud Kill.
For its poison breath.
Yes.
That's where it comes from.
Geist. That spell I'm not aware. I'm not familiar with. Polymorph any object. And Wish. You have to have all those spells. If you don't have one, you don't make it.
So you do use
So those spells are used. Yes, you do use it. Those spells are used in this ritual. What this ritual exactly is not known. You can make it whatever you want it to be. But it's a combination of some sort of these spells. And yeah, the Cloud Kill, that being relevant is what gives it this the poison gas. Okay. And so you can do all that. You can get the gold, you get the sword, you get the blacksmith, you get the spells, you get the magic experience. Or you can just find the tome. If you find the tome, you can do it.
Wait, what? So you just open the book?
But again, that tome only exists if your dungeon master allows it to exist.
Wait, so you just open the book, you're like, what? So 4 iron blocks and a pumpkin head?
That's true.
And then the wizard just sits there, the blacksmith stops working, and it's just like, what are you talking about? And then
the tome just says you stack 4 iron blocks and throw a jack-o'-lantern on top. I don't know.
That can't be right. And then once they put it, just polymorphs into a Iron Golem.
You know what would be, as a DM, it would be absolutely amazing if you just say to yourself, okay, in this world, if they ever craft 4 iron blocks, put them together, and then put a jack-o'-lantern on top,
Iron Golem.
I will allow that to become an Iron Golem. But you don't tell them that ever. You just
have it in the back of your mind.
It's just a fun thing you have for yourself.
There are snow golems that exist in D&D.
Yeah. I fought them.
You did?
I have. I remember a fight with them.
They're so disturbing looking.
They're really tiny, right?
Have you seen them? They're it's like someone took a baby and just
yeah,
just went back in time.
But this is not the Snow Golems episode.
It's the Iron Golems.
All right, so yeah, that was how they're made. What other fun facts do we have? Is that it for you?
If you want something besides dwarves or giants that make them, metallic dragons. Love them.
Okay, you already said that, but yes.
No, but it has to be a type. Steel dragons will be with Iron Golems.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Okay, one I have is they are vulnerable to rust monsters. So typically, if you did really want to kill one, bring a rust monster. Just throw it at it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it would kill the rust monster pretty quickly.
Perhaps.
I mean, the rust monsters just
they're vulnerable to them. They're vulnerable to the rust monster.
They take double damage?
This is not on their stat block, but it is in the lore.
So the rust monsters just...
That's what being vulnerable means. You take double damage. So yeah.
Interesting.
So that's a fun fact.
Cool, makes sense.
Yes. Okay, this is my last fun fact.
Wait, can you drown them?
Can you what? Drown them? No.
It says on the stat block, doesn't say they don't breathe, eat, or sleep.
I feel like that might be a thing of constructs.
They're like Wolverine, Jake. You can drown Wolverine, but you can't just stab him.
Because he's living. I don't think you can. I don't think that makes any sense. I know it doesn't say on the stat block, but I bet if you were to go to constructs, you would find that they don't breathe. So you're good. Yeah. Anyway, my last fun fact, and this is one you definitely should use, and that is Iron Golems can wield enchanted swords, like I had mentioned previously.
Can they wield any weapon?
They can wield any weapon, but they typically... I mean, no. They wield swords officially, but as a DM, like, yes, you can give them an axe if you want, or a big hammer. But give them an enchanted sword. Like they are not... They are really big and strong, but 5e really nerfed them. So really go ahead and beef them up if you want. Give them an awesome sword with some really cool power that maybe like correlates with them well. Like maybe it's something fire related.
Yeah.
Maybe like every time they hit it burns hot and deals fire damage to their hand. I don't know.
Or this is a cool thing. Maybe give them like laser eyes with like a Gatling gun left arm with like rocket boots. Freaking sweet.
Sure.
That'd be so cool. You just walk in, it's like, oh guys, there's an Iron Golem. You see your dwarf friend just get lit up and just filled with bullets. That'd be scary.
Okay, well that's not fancy anymore, but yes. But yeah, give it a really cool ability. Maybe the sword. Maybe like it's kind of something that perhaps traps the players. Like puts them in like it puts like up invisible walls or makes firewalls. That would be a really good ability for it to have. Yeah, it like
firewall.
It will like swing the sword on the ground and then create this big firewall coming from it. That would be awesome. Anyway, be creative. Everyone, as a DM, I'm sure you're overly creative. So use that creativity. Yeah, and I guess another fun fact. No, that's all the fun facts I got.
Now we got extra ideas.
All right, extra ideas. Ethan, they don't... Okay, I'll let them say it.
Make them big!
They are already big. I mean, they're large.
They're 12 feet. Taras comes and have a have a kaiju fight.
I'd be fine with them being bigger. God, although, what would that mean? Like, are you really about to make them like 400 hit points? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're large and they have over 200 hit points. So what does that mean if you make them like bigger than that? You know what I mean? Like,
also, like,
God,
would it be sick if they could fly, like freaking Iron Giant style?
That they're 5,000 pounds.
How heavy is a dragon?
But dragons, I mean, a wingspan of a dragon is huge.
But physically, that could not happen though.
Dragons shouldn't be able to fly. We know.
Pretty sure dragons fly with magic. Actually, I'm pretty sure they can't fly without magic. Like their wings physically don't work.
Yeah, it's all about wingspan to speed to weight. So your wingspan, the surface area of your wings, and your speed combined have to be enough to output your weight.
Okay, we get the lesson. But if you put some rocket fuel underneath that Iron Golem,
yeah,
ignite that sucker.
So like an eagle flies by having a huge wingspan. A plane flies by having super high speed, and either one works. So, like, obviously, a plane, like, if you look at a plane's wing, it's like, how the heck does that wing do anything? It's because the plane goes so fast, it doesn't need a big wingspan. It needs some wingspan, but it doesn't need very big. And that's what dragons are dealing with. And so if you're going to have a realistic dragon that is, like, Smog size, its wings would be massive because it's an exponential increase of wingspan that you need. Not exponential. It's like, I don't know, physics, like cubic or something. It's probably squares. So the bigger the dragon, the bigger the wingspan needs to be squared. If that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure, like, I watched this video about Ghidorah's wingspan, and you know how big he is. He's like almost 500 feet tall. His wingspan would be like 5 kilometers.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, dragons probably do fly with some magic.
They have to use magic. Yeah, but what I said is give them rockets, make them freaking giant, and give them some like range, plasma.
Yeah, make them Iron Man.
Or get a suit, a golem suit. Like an Iron Golem suit.
Like a golem you can
it opens up and you hop inside. Yeah, like it's like a suit.
That'd be crazy.
That would be cool. And if you kill the dwarf, you kill the golem.
And you're just constantly, like, burning it. Like, you're constantly doing, like, burning hands. Heal.
Or when it, like, absorbs, it's like, God!
But it is solid. It's not, like, it's not a suit of armor. It's solid. It's iron. God. Maybe with fire on the inside. But, yeah. Anyway, we're going on major tangents, but this is a shorter episode because Iron Golems, don't have a mind. So, it's all right. Okay, extra ideas. So... One of mine, just to go off of stuff I've already been saying, is definitely it's a minion, right? So you're gonna be it's not gonna be having if you find it alone, it's because it was told to guard something and it's doing so, which is very commonly done with Iron Golems. But definitely give it if it's gonna have a companion or like a master or minions. Definitely make them
yellow, one-eyed, glasses, the minions.
Oh. Good one. No, make them have some sort of fire ability. So make them fit well with the Iron Golem, and that can be a wizard that just uses fire.
That shoots fireball at the golem to heal. Yeah,
maybe they shoot. The golem does melee, so you could definitely hit a player and the golem with a fireball, right? Because it's like an explosion. But you could do that. You could do maybe a red dragon.
If a red dragon had a golem, that would be bad. Yeah. Because he just sits there while the golem is killing the players. He's like, oh.
Fire breath.
100 health back.
Yeah.
It goes back to sleep, recharges.
It'd be genius.
It would be literally unstoppable. There's no way I don't think a party could take down a golem in like 2 turns.
If you really, really want to challenge your players, like they keep killing everything you have. There you go. A team up.
A red dragon sleeps while Iron Golem kills. And he wakes up, oh, wait.
Or even better, the red dragon fights alongside the Iron Golem, but uses its breath to hit the Iron Golem as well.
That would be a TBK. Or like positions behind the Iron Golem.
I'm saying this would be insanely difficult.
And just, it actually goes behind the Iron Golem, hitting the Golem and the players.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not a ancient red dragon. It's maybe a young red dragon.
Or a wormling.
Yeah, or a wormling. That's a good mix.
It's a wormling.
Yeah, but so that's an extra idea I got. Do you have another one?
I didn't really have a lot, but you did pull up a good one. I kind of thought, so, like, imagine, like, Iron Golems, but instead of fire, it had, like, different elements. Like, a electrical Iron Golem. That instead of fire, it eats electricity or something cool like that.
Okay.
And like maybe it, like when it hits you, it does like it slams this electrical damage because it's like tasing you too.
Absorb lightning instead of absorb fire.
Yeah, which makes more machine like. Or like cold, like if you hit it, you might have a chance of getting like your sword might just shatter because it's just so cold. Metal cools very high or gets very heated.
Yeah, perhaps.
Or but even if it's so hot from the fire, it's painful to hit it because you'll burn. Because the metal's hot. And that's how science works. If it falls in lava, it's coming out smoldering hot.
That's true.
Yeah. Or like if it gets hit by fire, it's like does more fire damage when it hits you because it's just burning fire sword.
Yeah.
So it's just like
it's the equivalent of like heat metal.
Yeah, basically heat metal. Yeah. And that would be the best spell for Iron Golem.
Yeah.
Heat metal. The entire thing just has regeneration.
Yeah, that's really good, and that's the kind of stuff its creators might use. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's like if you want to, maybe you need it for your specific world. I wouldn't do that if you don't need to, but if you have a reason, they're like dwarves that have some special relationship with lightning. That would be cool.
That would be cool. Or if you don't want to go like super high fantasy, go like more mechanical. That would like make sense. Electricity or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. My idea is this one's kind of funny. To polymorph someone else into an Iron Golem. Now you would need the spell like polymorph into anything. It's like a special polymorph. But then they can't polymorph back because you can't.
It's a curse.
You can't change the form of an Iron Golem. Now perhaps they would change back when the spell duration is over, but otherwise they cannot switch back.
Could a wish spell? I don't think a wish spell could even change it.
No, it can't. Yeah, wish spell has limits.
Dang. So literally the gods can't even like do anything to it.
No, they have immutable form. That's what they have. But I think it'd be fun. It's like you're an Iron Golem now, which obviously is really strong, but would also be very limiting in a lot of ways, especially if you do that to like the wizard. But that might be kind of fun for your player to play something so different for a little bit.
You're like an Iron Golem for a day, and you like pick up.
Yeah, it would be especially kind of a roast on a druid because a druid can't use his polymorph anymore.
He just starts screaming, metal!
metal. Yeah, that would be
horrifying.
Yeah, I think you just broke the mic with that scream, but yes.
I'm sorry. Cover your ears. I'm a loud person.
Well, their headphones just exploded, but we'll fix that in post.
I'll scream again.
Maybe. Okay. Do you have another one?
Yes.
You don't need yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Give it a soul.
Give it a soul.
Sniffle.
Why? Okay, you gotta say why.
Well, I mean, I
Why
just
would that be
think
cool?
it would be a cool, you know how I know it's in the lore, like, has a 0% chance of, like, having a soul, but, like, it would be cool if, like, someone got killed by evil wizard and stuffed into an Iron Golem, and, you know, time goes by and the Iron Golem served the wizard until your players, like, say something, say Martha, and the Iron Golem just stops its swing, and the master's like, kill them.
Well, so you're making it not an Iron Golem anymore. Because that's like exactly what they do with other golems. It's just not done with Iron Golems. So, like, it seems like if you're going to do that, you would just use a different golem. Like, you just wouldn't use an Iron Golem. There's no reason to use an Iron Golem. Anyway, sorry. Roasted your idea there. If you have any more written down, you can tell me. But off the cuff normally is a little... Anyway. We're moving on. So this one's good. Have an Iron Golem protecting a village from raiders.
I hate you.
You know. I think that's a pretty unique
Does
idea.
it give flowers to children?
No, this is D&D. It's protecting a village from raiders. Whoever is like commanding the Iron Golem is just using it for good.
Oh yeah, Iron Golems like big-nosed people too.
Perhaps.
And emeralds.
Yes. Okay. Do you have any more?
No.
Okay. Okay, another one I got is, this is more of a plot hook involving an Iron Golem. And basically, you could have, if you want to introduce one into like a low-level party, have the Golem sent to destroy a village that the low-level PCs are in.
It's reversed.
And it's reversed. It's reversed.
Oh, God.
From the last idea. And it basically... It would obviously murder the party if it were to fight them, but its task is to destroy the village. And so it would probably just ignore the players. And so perhaps the players have to figure out a way to stop this thing when it's really just like this big, unstoppable force.
Well, how would you?
I don't know. Players are crafty.
Polymorph.
Like, you could definitely, like, lure it into, like, a mud pit and then, like, throw a bunch of rocks on top of it, and then it's just stuck there. Like quicksand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or they make it step on like ice and just falls in water. I feel like water is guaranteed win. I don't think that thing could swim.
Yeah,
5,000 pounds.
Probably doesn't swim, but it would probably just walk out. You know what I mean? It would just walk till the water goes.
Just break its. It would crawl, take its arms and legs, sink that sucker, or like drop it in the ocean. You really think that sucker's gonna like walk away?
Or just put it in mud or quicksand, then it just goes down into the earth.
But what happens if it walks through the earth?
Well, it's not infinitely strong. Like, there's a limit to how strong it is.
I mean, if men,
it's only got a strength of +7, and I say only because if you're like underground and you say, I want to try to walk, and you're underneath like tons of literal tons of dirt, you're not going to be able to. It doesn't matter how strong you are. You're buried. If you bury it alive,
people have gone out when they were buried alive. Batman did it.
Okay. Well, that's because he's Batman.
Batman broke out of his coffin with his bare hand. Or like
he's Batman. He's Batman.
But still.
No, but it's different when it's like mud and like rocks and like it will like gunk up their joints or I don't know.
Unless some idiot's like, guys, we found a fossilized Iron Golem just squeezes like the paleontologist. Like thousands of years later, it's like digging it up. Wow, guys, look, we have a village that's on top of here, a nice new village, and the Iron Golem just has his hand sticking out. It's like, whoa, look at that! Just grab someone, like pull, just like starts killing.
Yeah, it may be a problem.
That would be a cool encounter. Have like an Iron Golem that's been buried for like forever.
Yeah, maybe.
And then they unearth it, and then it just goes on a rampage and starts killing everyone.
Yeah, there you go. There's one.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was my idea related to one of my combat advice. And so this is, to make a truly frightening encounter, I think you should put your players up against the Iron Golem with nowhere to run, like I had mentioned. And this idea I got from Predator versus Alien. And that was the inspiration. And I think it would be really cool to have, think dwarves, right? Think things that would use Iron Golems. Have the Iron Golem encounter take place in a shifting maze where the walls change, the rooms get cut off.
So it's like a minotaur.
And so what happens is players may get stuck in a room with the Iron Golem alone. And that is terrifying. Like,
Just
if
like,
you're a party, it's like, action economy, we got this. But if you're by yourself and your party's, like, on the other side of the wall, like, we'll try to find a way in. We'll wait till it shifts.
They
and
just
maybe it shifts every
like,
round.
And then, like, the wizard's like, help me, guys. And all you see is, like, orange eyes. And then the golem walks through
Yeah.
blicks.
Like, that's actually scary because at any moment, the place could shift and you might be stuck alone. And you could be killed I mean, you're not going to be killed too quick, but you're not going to be doing too well by yourself against Iron
If you're
Golem.
a wizard, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're gone. I mean, you have to teleport out or something, which you might be able to do. But it would definitely make it more interesting. So that's my idea.
Or just go the cheap way
So
out.
if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about, watch the first Predator vs. Alien movie.
That was scary.
It's like the pyramid, and it's a really cool setting. And with magic, you could totally get it.
I just imagine the wizard's like, oh, I'm stuck in a room. Plane shift. Teleports away. Wizards would do that. Those bums. They would.
Yes.
They would ruin.
No, I mean any class put by itself against an Iron Golem would get demolished.
A barbarian might have a chance.
No, they wouldn't. What? It's gonna swing its non-magical axe at it?
Well, what if he does have a magical?
Well, then he's got a better chance.
A barbarian could have 300 health. That's insane.
Yes, but if it can't deal the damage, then it ain't gonna work. We'll see. I
mean, it's just survive.
Right, but I mean, an axe would be like slashing damage. That's not gonna hurt it.
What the? I kind of feel like
it would be unlikely that your players have a lot of options when it's killing the golem. We've been over this.
But like, I feel like if they're level 16, everyone had a magic.
That doesn't mean they have cold damage. They might have a very good fire damage axe. You know what I mean? It's just unlike, who knows.
But theoretically, that's only one element heals off of, and then you
Iron Golems are immune to like the big things, like the main damage types. So it's just gonna be unlikely that your players have that. But as a DM, you'll know. So yeah, you'll know what they have. So maybe do it according to what they have. I don't know. Okay. That was my big idea. But let's see. Right. This is just a suggestion. If your players do want to make one. I do suggest kind of don't fast travel. Don't just be like, all right, months go by and you did it. Like, I would definitely make this like
the entire campaign.
Well, make this a big part of the campaign. A couple reasons. One, there's a lot, hunting for components has such versatility in what the players could come up with, or what you could put them up against. Second, there's a lot of good role playing that can exist when you're dealing with the ritual, when you're dealing with the blacksmith, when you're trying to get these components. Thirdly, if your players want something, in my opinion, and they really want something that's difficult like this, never make it easy. Never make it easy. Because sometimes, as a DM, there can be big struggles with getting your players to really be motivated to do something, right? Like, that's the whole point of a plot hook. It's to get the ball rolling. But if your players already just really want to do something on their own accord, like, now they have motivation to go through everything you make, right? So, like, if you make this really elaborate dungeon, instead of them being like, no, we're not going to go in there. That seems dangerous. They'll be like, oh, we have to go in. And you can start, like, giving foreshadowing, like, this is really dangerous. And instead of them being like, oh, look, it's dangerous, we shouldn't go, they'll be like, oh, we know it's dangerous, but I guess we're going to have to risk it.
But
or maybe we should prepare for it. Yeah, and so basically, in the gist, the summary here is, if your players really want something, don't make it easy for them, because that's when you can really get a fun story where your players the stakes are there. They're in it. You know what I mean? It's like, we want this and we're trying to get it, and when they finally get it, it'll feel so good when it was more difficult than just, all right, a couple months
the Golem's birth.
Yeah.
Little Golem. And
the Iron Golem is a very powerful ally, so it's definitely, shouldn't just be handed out freely. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Once you hand that to them, they will be able to take on CR16 At least. They don't even have to do anything. They can just say, Iron Golem, go fight that thing. And the Iron Golem will probably be able to kill it. So
go fight that thing. Just the Golem puts.
That should kind of be the whole campaign. Unless you are thinking in the future that you're gonna be dealing with like deities, like god level stuff, and go into the far realm.
Go take out God.
Yeah. Okay. I got one more extra idea, and then we're done with Iron Golems.
Do it.
All right. It's another idea for a combat encounter that isn't boring. And it is in the midst of a thunderstorm. A crazy thunderstorm.
Oh.
No. A thunderstorm. And this would be really cool because... No, because it being full iron would probably attract lightning strikes constantly. And it would be cool because although that would be damaging the Iron Golem, which probably isn't a bad thing, it probably has a little too much hit points for like a fun encounter because you might be sitting there a little long trying to kill it. So it would hurt the Golem a little bit, but it would also make it interesting because Golems fight melee. And if the lightning strikes the Golem, you could definitely homebrew it in a way that makes sense to where it also strikes anyone around the Golem.
And if it's raining and thundering,
everything gets wild.
You know, if it gets hit by lightning, it's like a 10-foot radius. It gets electrocuted.
Yeah, exactly. So the Iron Golem would walk up to whoever it's fighting. It would do its melee attacks. And then when lightning strikes, it would hit the Golem. And then it would also hit whoever it's fighting. And so it'd be kind of like trying to stay away from the Golem or predicting when the lightning's going to strike. And you'd probably make that somewhat random. And so that could be really cool.
Yeah. You know, that would be fun.
Yeah. That'd probably be memorable. Okay, that's Iron Golems.